And both of them fell short ever so slightly in week 1 of Contenders' career, which is a little disappointing for both of them, you'd say, in that particular week. O2 Blast dropping to T1, who were eventually the winners, or at least they got that excuse going for them. Runaway losing to WGS Phoenix, another finalist team. Could probably say, well deserved to WGS this time around. T1 WGS are not here. It's about Runaway, it's about O2 Blast, and one of these two will go to the grand finals.
Same kind of start here. We're going to be on Ilios. We're going to be on Lighthouse. I do like a Lighthouse personally, and also similar rollouts from both of these teams. Sort of big point of difference being Sombra versus Torbjorn.
And this is where, if you're Runaway, you are looking for a lot of extra early priority on that point. As soon as that 5-second countdown unlocks, they should be rushing that one because they have a Torb. They want to be setting up. O2 Blast is going to make the first rotation, though. Pelican's already low.
And that's maybe the thing that's going to hamstring them, is the fact that Pelican was a little bit low on the start of that, but O2 Blast have still been able to rotate on towards the point without losing anyone, without taking too much pressure. Yakpung a little low, though, so that could be the sort of point of entry for Runaway, if you will. And the point having already been capped for O2 means Runaway really need to start making their way into this fight, but early coalescence out from Finn now, and you do see Pelican putting pressure on the backside. Suddenly, the straw breaks the camel's back, and with that, Runaway are going to get washed out of this point before they really had a chance to push into it.
Excellent team play there from O2 Blast. 10 out of 10, really, in terms of marks. They didn't really lose anyone. They had great frags. Finn got a super early coalescence. First fight, first win for Finn. Great start for him as a young rookie on O2 Blast, and now in control. 30% and counting up. Pelicans nearly at EMP. They have so much to work with here, and Runaway so little.
Got to really compliment them so far. Kalios, nice grab out, right on top of Mag. They need a little bit more out of that, though, I think. They do at least finish Mag off, but if they aren't able to get extra kills off the back of that, that's maybe a bit of a big investment.
No main tank means they can't push in, they can't rotate. If this was an all-out brawl, you may make an argument that Runaway are possibly still okay. FaZe, by the way, now swapping over to the Zarya match of Kalios, and Runaway now have a couple more ultimates to work with now that they have their main tank back in action. The Pelicans got another EMP.
Oh, man. Oh, and Proper just hits the go button on that one. Found the angle, found Merit, just went in super aggressively, knowing that the team was ready to back him up, having spotted that opportunity. Honestly, O2 Blast are keeping such a lid on Runaway now.
And they're doing a great job at intercepting rotations. What I mean by that is Runaway are not able to fight in locations, in situations that favor them. They want to be on the point. They want to have a more open space. They want to have a place where their turret can get a lot of value as well. O2 Blast are not allowing that to happen.
Oh, this had to be the big one for Runaway with all the ultimates, but FaZe got stunned up and taken out, and with that, Runaway a little bit stopped short there, 96%. They've still got a lot of ultimates, but they are at a numbers advantage. Manual hack on Revenge, pick onto Flower. I don't see it going well for Runaway at this rate, as the EMP finally going to come out from Pelican just to seal the deal on these remaining members, and there's just not enough done from Runaway. Going to be 100-0 shutout to kick things off for O2 Blast.
And that is a perfect control game. I'm not just talking about the game mode here, Pixie. I'm talking about the fact that O2 Blast had Runaway's number the entire way. Every single play that Runaway wanted to do, every single rotation shut down. So many members caught out and just taken down. Runaway just losing in the very early trades, the damage trades. You even have the ultimate trades earlier. Pelican drops in, basically has a solo EMP onto Mag. They get that kill, and by the time Mag comes back, Pelican's actually got another EMP, doesn't even have to use it. That is a mark of a team that is not under any pressure whatsoever. The fact that they can save resources and bank them all the way to the end of the round. O2 Blast were just completely uncontested.
Well. What do we have here?
Farah Mercy.
And an old classic. Also Merit on the Widowmaker, and it doesn't just look like it's going to be try and get an entry frag kind of Widowmaker. They are committing to this team comp here, Runaway.
And this is also a comp where, you know, usually when you think Widowmaker, you think Flower, but he's going to be picking up extra Farah, and what Merit's going to make himself known.
That's the kind of thing you want to see if you're going to be fielding a Widowmaker, and I like his restraint. He hadn't actually been spotted. I don't know that O2 Blast were even aware there was a Widowmaker in the game until that shot finally came out and connected onto Finn.
It's a body shot, but you'll take that one. It's dirty, but it works. Proper's now going to try and respond. Double value on his Widowmaker if he stays on it. It's actually going to go on the Tracer instead. There's going to need to be a lot of dive pressure against Merit specifically. They can really take that member down early and then focus on the other ones. Flower is going to be a little bit more difficult unless he gets manual hack.
That's a really nice biotic grenade onto those 3 members, but unfortunately it's Revenge who goes down. Yakpunk does trade his own life for it, and with Pelican low, I don't really see O2 Blast able to get much more done in this fight, so Runaway, I expect they'll be able to keep a lid on this, and also being able to get the res on Revenge just kind of confirms that O2 Blast aren't going to make it easy for Runaway. They're not going to let it go for free, but O2 Blast just going to take the L on the fight.
O2 Blast need one winning matchup here. What do they want to focus on? Are they trying to take care of Merit? Is it going to be Flower? Are they looking for backline? Because if they are, it's only Revenge. Yes, they kill the Revenge. They got a manual hack on him, but what about the rest? How are you supposed to take down the tanks after that when you have 2 mobile DPSs playing huge flanks, huge angles, Flowers on Skybox? O2 Blast do not have an answer to those other members, and that's going to be the issue.
O2 Blast need to find their road in, and they need to find it fast, I dare say. 60% isn't a whole lot, but it can very quickly rather become 80 if they lose another fight here. And honestly, Runaway kind of have all the tools in the pocket. Nice hack on Merit, though, means they're going to be able to finish him off, and that's the start they need. Coalescence out as well. Waiting for Flower to get the conversion here. Finds Finn, but it's only a 1-for-1 as he drops. He does at least take out Kalios' mech, but it's not enough this time around as O2 Blast have finally found the fight they've been after, finishing off Geo, stopping phase before the remech, and O2 Blast going to wrest control of the point off Runaway.
And that's what I'm talking about. You need to find your opening there. So finally, Pelican's like, okay, I'm the guy that deals with the Widowmaker here. That's my specialty. I will take that kill. I'll take that trade if necessary. Doesn't end up going down. O2 blasts him, and then start focusing on the members. Neko gets a bump in, Mag straight into the pit. That's now a 6v4. Runaway are forced to make a play happen. Flower uses the ultimate, and that's actually the weak point. That's when he can get taken down.
Yeah. Now that they don't have control of the point, Runaway kind of have to shift gears a little bit, and that means they are going to go into a slight ultimate deficit here. Again, manual hack lands onto Flower this time around. Nice work from Pelican, and that means Mag's Primal Rage is kind of all for naught, unfortunately, as it's O2 Blast with the numbers advantage that can press forward, so Runaway in an even worse position now for ultimates than they were just a second ago, and frankly no closer to regaining control of this point.
And part of this is due to the fact that O2 Blast were already on the composition that they're going to end the game on. Runaway, after losing the pharmacy comp, Merit, Flower, Chio, they all had to swap out of their current heroes. In fact, the Revenge as well from Ana over to the Moira. Runaway have a lot of resets there, which means they're going to lose a couple of fights in a row just to build up the ultimates. They're probably going to lose another one now because Pelican has EMP. If that connects properly and O2 Blast is sitting on the full stack of 6, that means O2 Blast can take this to 99.
I can't imagine Runaway going to get another fight after that to just try and run ultimates out from O2 Blast. That's a good one, though, to get out of Neko nice and early. Pulse Bomb brilliantly connected from Proper, and this is without the EMP being used. This is arguably the best case scenario for O2 Blast because that EMP is so high impact that preserving it as well as their tank ultimates for what it's worth is going to give them a huge upper hand in what will be the final fight.
Yep, this is how they shut the door and close the lid. They have the win condition now. They've managed to prepare it and save it. The only issue here, the last hurdle to get over is the fact that Merit nearly has another EMP. Chio does not have a sound barrier, so as long as they can navigate around Merit, O2 Blast can take this.
I like the early self-destruct from Kalios just to sort of scatter the positioning as the EMP comes across on 2 members. That's Revenge out, that's phase demeched, and now the counter EMP finally comes through, but it's just going to be harder for them to follow up on it. Mag does at least get a good bit of work done. Ooh, that's Kalios down the well. That's a big pickup, and with that, Runaway might have just bought themselves enough of a window here. Also with Mag taking out Proper, the guy is absolutely putting the team on his back right now. Now head-to-head against Yakpunk. Who is going to get more done? The respawners will start to become a factor here.
And the problem is if O2 Blast lose this, the flip's going to go over. That means Runaway have 86 to work with. They can take it to 99 and win. O2 Blast will probably have to give this one up now. This is very hard for the Merit. Is nearly on another EMP. Neko, not even close to sound barrier. He didn't have the sound barrier last time, which was a big issue because the other 4 members that were not the tanks got hacked out. Finn and Neko were fine, but they could not defend. Yakun barely survived, but Kalios did not.
Merit is already in position for this EMP, and it's going to be a big one. It gets so many members. Yakban already drilled down. Nothing Finn can do to save him. Proper not being able to have access to either the mobility or, even more critically, the pulse bomb means they can't even get a cheeky pick with that to try and even things up in the fight. Counter EMP comes in. It might be a fraction of a hair too late. They can't quite convert the kills. They can't quite get the confirmations here. So Runaway are going to be able to hold down the fort by the looks of things, unless Proper comes in guns blazing with a massive turnaround. Certainly I wouldn't count it out, but Runaway do look like they have this point more or less on lockdown.
That's going to be it. I don't see O2 Blast really turning this one around, except Proper and Pelican making some plays. Pulse Bomb has to connect. It's not going to happen. O2 Blast, they're not going to have enough members alive for this. Pelican as well needed to live.
Honestly, nicely done from Runaway. You've really got to give them credit on that one. They got the early lead. Even then, O2 Blast, once they had control, nearly took that all the way to the end, but Runaway really earned the win on that one, especially when you compare it to how Lighthouse ended up going for them.
Now let's rewind time a little bit. Let's recall backwards like Tracer and Final One happened, because we talked about the fact that there was one critical fight. O2 Blast head to the 99. They have Pelican with an EMP. Merit's about to land on his own EMP, and we have neither Lucio's with a sound barrier. That means the better EMP most likely wins here. Pelican catches a few members, revenge among them. Getting that kill is super important, because that takes the coalescence off the table. Great start for them. But the counter EMP by Merit gets 4. Those 4 members are in trouble. Kalios notably goes down, and O2 Blast start faltering after that. And Runaway just take that one home, and now 1-1 in the series. Both teams fairly even. Pelican still in the Sombra. Flower is going to be on top.
The O2 Blast are more or less not shifting things up at all. The only change they've actually made across this entire map has been putting Proper on Tracer in the last one. Runaway have made far more significant shifts, and this is now back to what both teams had on Lighthouse. So, gonna need to see if Runaway can play it a little bit better on Ruins.
Bubbles being used here, which means both main tanks will be in trouble now. Yakpung gets an early kill.
So much damage coming out of Kalios as well that Runaway have to account for. Merit getting hacked out leaves him a little bit exposed, as Runaway essentially in full retreat here, trying to not lose any members as they fall back, but that is going to cede the point to O2 Blast.
Great start from them, early pickups, and it's a lot about how these main tanks play and how the flex tanks are going to utilize the projected barriers to be able to put the bubbles on their main tanks. Who's going to get more value there? Yakpung has an early kill, but Mag actually put out more damage, which means that early Earth Shatter could be a factor.
It's going to be the double coalescence now coming out. That's a really nice grab. The sound barrier is there, but it gets hacked out. Brilliantly laid. Everything just so flawlessly timed from O2 Blast. An absolute slam dunk of a fight.
You even have the backup there, the insurance policy of Neko being on 97%. Should things start to go badly for them, they wait another few seconds, sound barrier is available. The other big factor that we didn't touch up upon was the fact that Kalios had the early grab, FaZe did not. And so for Runaway, they had a bit of a response, and the EMP cancelled it out, like you said. That's something that O2 Blast can do with the EMP, and a Sombra that Runaway cannot, because they are running a Torb.
And O2 Blast are rotating into other ultimates here anyway. It's not like they just drained themselves dry despite the big layering of ultimates in that last fight. Nice stun onto Revenge. He is in trouble here, able to barely get out of the thick of things.
Great save.
Barry now from Neko to give them extra legs in the fight to open the door for Proper. He is on that Molten Core, but it does not matter. An absolute slam dunk once again, and this is what O2 Blast essentially want to be doing. They just want to go 50%, 50%. Use one half of their ultimates, charge up the other half. Next fight, use the other half of their ultimates.
And they're plugging the holes here as well, because you have Neko dropping sound barrier at a time when, okay, you're not necessarily countering ults here. Sure, there is a Molten Core on the floor, but what you really want to save sound barrier for is the grab. They kill FaZe so quickly, grabs off the table. That becomes now a worthwhile sound barrier.
Oh, a huge EMP. Absolutely ridiculous. Merit is going to try and turn this one back around. So it is so far a 3-for-3. Revenge still alive with the Coalescence. Should be a difference maker for Runaway here. But honestly, I still wouldn't count O2 Blast out. Yakpung down though. Pelican and Proper low. They are going to have to back out lest they lose their lives. So Runaway will get a window onto the point here. And I mean, thank goodness for that as well. They had so many ultimates and it nearly all got taken away from them from a brilliantly placed EMP from Pelican.
Merit's doing his best rough impression on this Reaper here, just turning things around when things start to look really dire. Gets in there, clutch Death Blossom to pick up a few members. Because FaZe goes down again, I mean, that's another Graviton Surge that doesn't get to be used twice in a row by Runaway. Now that they're finally in control of the point, they need to be aggressive with it. This is where the combo comes in. Flower nearly has Molten Core. This combo has to work.
Galliot's going to go ahead and throw out a grab. It is nicely placed, but it's going to be hard for them to follow up as they're stuck in phases. Own one. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Phase for proper. O2 Blast still with ultimates at their disposal. Geo waiting to maybe respond to something. Yakpung throws out the Earth Shatter. Not in the ideal position as he is in full retreat himself. But Geo down in the counterattack. As Pelican and Proper able to start opening back up now. O2 Blast pushing onto the point. 99%. Runaway still losing ground. Losing members. Earth Shatter straight into Yakpung's shield. Mag already low as well, and nobody is getting topped off because Chio was finished off and Revenge himself is so dangerously low with that O2 Blast. It looks like that is going to seal it with the EMP out from Pelican. 99% to 44, little bit better than how the mid. Something occurred to me, Kevin, by the way. So these players often play in team houses. If you think about it right now, we're casting in caster houses.
I don't know that that's how it works. We have...
No, that is how it works. This is.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Philadelphia Fusion House where Bryn and Sideshow live together? Is that the caster house?
No, I feel like I'm a caster. I'm in my house.
Assassin is playing the Genji, and it looks like it's real because he's come out of spawn, and we did talk about this, or rather, I did bring this up. It's not a joke because Genji is kind of his signature hero. We casted Assassin very briefly when he was actually in Pack Contenders way back in the day, a year ago now. And Genji was his signature, so to see it out again, the potential it could be pretty good, but unsure about how it will actually perform because Genji, not ideal in the meta. If you're going to choose to play Genji, really you should be putting Doomfist in that exact same spot.
I wonder what it is. I wonder if it's Assassin, like... Yeah, that guy got in my face and called me a maggot earlier. I just don't know if I feel up to playing. I need a pause.
You're letting your headcanon run really wild right now.
I really am. I'm going to write a fan fiction about this later, wherein like Runaway are actually like a squad, like an army squad. Because I mean, Runner just got back from military service, so it kind of stands to reason. You know, there is some real world justification for this headcanon.
But I am interested to see how they do because there is a world where I kind of look at O2 and think, the opportunity for them to make substitutions is there. I mean, Kaiser is currently on the bench, Yakpung's playing. And I had it in my head, you know, without having seen them play previously, I had it in my head, I was like, okay, maybe you would still just play Kaiser over Yakpung. But it depends, because what we just saw on map 1 was a lot of Winston play, and I do expect that if we get into more Ryan play, that's when you want to really bring in Kaiser. However, starting out compositions, it does look like Yakpung is going to start on Ryan.
Interesting to say the least. I imagine Proper is only going to look for an opening frag on that Widowmaker before swapping over.
And I think the Sombra base gameplay is really what O2 Blast is going to be looking for here. Proper back on to the Reaper. And really the other type of composition we would see is instead of playing the Sombra, you'd be playing the Torben set. And O2 Blast finding a lot of success with Pelican Sombra. Why change?
Exactly. So no opening frag for that one. For a hard second, we did see Finn hovering over Batiste, and a part of me almost would have liked that. I do think the Moira is going to serve them better here, but at any rate...
I think Merit's got good sight lines as a Widowmaker point A, but I think Hanzo would ultimately be better here. And again, that's his signature here. A Hanzo Genji would have been a pretty decent comp for Runaway, and they're losing a lot of space here. O2 Blast pushing forward uncontested.
The older Super Shimada brothers... O2 Blast just having to, rather Runaway having to cede more and more ground. They really need Merit to make some magic happen.
He can't get an angle. He can't get any plays. The shield's always there between Yakpung and Kalios. He's now going to play the off angle. This is his opportunity. When O2 Blast continue pushing the point of Runaway actually commit, that's where Merit can get something done.
Oh, brilliantly done from Proper. With the right click from Kalios kind of throwing up to support that, Proper's going to be able to slip out alive now using that Wraith form. And now the sides have kind of been swapped over. O2 Blast are the ones closer to the cap, and Runaway are going to have to push onto the cart just to stop it from capping. They're not going to be able to do so. Really nicely done by O2 Blast. A very clean commit coordinated between Proper, Pelican, and Kalios. And with that, they're going to start to really get some momentum on their side.
Runaway just have the wrong composition. I'm gonna say it flat out. They're so passive with this comp. You're waiting for Merit to do something. You're so committed to the Widow comp. You're actually playing a Mercy there as well to damage boost. If you're in this position, just put Merit on the Hanzo. At least he can shield break against Yakpong and give openings to the other players. Runaway are not playing the right characters, and they're also now kind of just stuck in a position where they have to go for this because they have ultimates coming online.
It's already a manual hack onto Mag. Pelican, I mean, it's all on him, right? He's got so many opportunities. He can kind of just bide his time. Assassin trying to get that Dragon Blade ready. They would have maybe liked to marry it up with a Nano Boost, but I mean, it's such a slam dunk here between the EMP and the Death Blossom. O2 Blast are more or less unstopped, and Runaway, I think they really just need to bite the bullet here and change the team comp.
Yep, I mean, we say that, but Assassin's on 95, Merit's on 96. I think Merit's changes no matter what, because, I mean, the Infrasight is okay. Assassin, the Blade, you kind of want to use a bit more of. Phase now going over. Chio really should be looking to change as well. You want to be on other characters right now. A Sound Barrier, well, playing a Lucio would be pretty good for their team still. O2 Blast just continuing to walk through. They have ultimates to work with, and Runaway don't have a lot, despite them having a Blade.
This Dragon Blade's really got to pull a lot of weight here for Runaway, but Assassin is going to go in with it, tries to get on the back line, does at least find Neko with that,
One's
but
not enough.
is able to phase away, and I don't know if that's been enough impact when all said and done. Merit does at least finish off Pelican, so like they do win the fight, right? They are going to stop O2 Blast, if only temporarily, but that's not the huge gamut of kills you're looking to get out of something like a Dragon Blade when you had invested so much in running that team composition.
I think O2 Blast don't mind just chilling out of it, but they lost 2 members. The one versus Merit's probably the only one they really care about losing. Losing 1 to Assassins, whatever, but if they kept 1 against Merit, that would have been fine for the push forward. Now, Runaway though, Mag super low. Shadow doesn't quite connect.
Yeah, not quite what they were looking for. Would have otherwise been a very good angle, but Finn is able to push in. The double coalescence going to come out now as Mag gets dropped down, not quite able to have that healing at his back. And O2 Blast, honestly, they just have deeper pockets in this fight. Runaway are fighting dangerously from behind. In fact, they're not even fighting at all. The cap goes over. 4 minutes and 22 seconds, man. I got to say, I thought Top Honor had a good time against Lucky Future earlier, and that felt like the more disparate matchup. This is absolutely unbelievable for O2 Blast.
Difference there is that Top Honor will actually slow down considerably at C point. Here you could see that O2 Blast had a little bit of a hurdle to overcome, and that's only because, okay, we have that one Dragon Blade, we have that one Infrasight. Fun fact for the folks at home, that was the first ultimate for both of those players for the entire duration of that defense for all of Gibraltar. From A, B to C, Assassin only got 1 ultimate, Merit only got 1 ultimate, and then they swapped and never got another ultimate again. O2 Blast were in control outside of that one particular fight where they lost 1 extra member, and I'll still say it, if they lost 1 less member, 1 go down to Assassin's Blade, Merit doesn't get the kill. The 5v6 I think O2 Blast can take simply because they had the big ult advantage.
Probably, and I mean, that's kind of scary because even with that, they still won, and they still won with a massive time. Like, I mean, it's just an absolute rout against Runaway, right? That's not the quality of play we would expect.
And now Runaway, opening fight. Merit, Sombra, Assassin, going to be on the Reaper. This is more what you want to see. No Gambits, no Genji, funny business. I know we kind of like hyped up the Genji. Okay, it's a signature here. It is, but it's not the meta for Genji.
And he is
like
good
I said,
on it.
if you're going to play Genji, you should be playing Doom, and he wasn't doing that. They are in the right comp now. No more excuses this fight.
They've got a lot to answer for, so I like that they are just going to go ahead and play something more standard, more conventional. Pelican going to get some early harass down onto Mag, but Runaway, honestly, not too phased at the start of the fight. Neither of these teams taking anything overly aggressive around that spawn.
19% for Pelican. He only got 10% off that early play against Mag as well, so not super useful. I mean, it will be useful if he can get the EMP quickly before Runaway can actually commit to a fight, but I'm also looking at the Moira's. Revenge is looking at a very early coalescence, and that could be the game changer.
And I feel like the first Moira to Coalescence has been such a difference maker in so many fights across both of the series that we've seen so far today, and Revenge still leading Finn by an ever-increasing margin, actually. You got to believe that that is how Runaway are going to look to close out this fight as they round the bends towards the cap.
O2 Blast have been very patient here. Pelican eats a hack as well, so that's going to force him to back out slightly. Now the coalescence can come through, and Finn's a little bit off.
He does get it in time, though, and it was actually Runaway taking more damage during the course of that. Kalios, though, first to the grab, and that's going to be the far higher impact ultimate. Impressive work there, and That's to say nothing of the fact that Pelican actually had an EMP just come up as well. It felt like, aside from that coalescence, if O2 Blast could just hold on, they were going to get way more ultimates up quicker than Runaway, and that is exactly what came to pass.
You mentioned not phased earlier, Matt, there, but look at Runaway. FaZe actually only has 50% ults. Kalios had his full Graviton Surge before FaZe was even really close at all, and that was the insurance policy there. You were either going to grab or you're going to EMP, and O2 Blast still have one of those two options available going to the next fight, but they also have to contend with Merit's own EMP. That is going to be the difference here. Both supports, both Lucios also have Sound Barrier.
One of the most impressive things there is Pelican actually saw Merit cloak, so they're both very aware of each other right now. They actually both just detected each other as well, so they know that they're both looking for this angle of play. Both teams are very aware of the opponent's Sombra's position. It's going to be a real question of who actually ends up getting the better mileage when push comes to shove.
Proper did a TP play there as well now, backing out. That could be an opening. Runaway just taking it patient. I mean, waiting for the cart push first. Both Ryans now looking for the shadows. So many different win conditions that can happen, and Mag is going to whiff.
Maybe a little bit too quick on the trigger finger there. The one around the side from Yakbung, look, it only really gets Assassin, but they finish that one off. Pelican dies before you get EMP, though, and Merit's own EMP, it did get a good number of members. It was answered well by the Sound Barrier, but now that Sound Barrier isn't there to answer the grab out from FaZe. But you know what is? The coalescence, and when all of the dust starts to settle, as the ultimates run out, it is a 5 versus 6 in favor of Runaway. But like you said, Pelican's coming back in with the only ultimate left on the board, and that is to say nothing of the grab now available for Kalios. Excellently done there from Pelican, coming back and throwing down the EMP. O2 Blast able to follow up on that, able to clean up the kills. Just a minute left on the clock now for Runaway. They still have an even cap point A.
Runaway got a little bit sad there. You know, they just threw the chess piece away. They took the queen off the table, and O2 Blast were like, okay, I have to go away and pick this one up. I'm going to bring it back. When I put that chess piece back on, that's when the EMP is going to drop, and Runaway could not get the job done despite getting that kill into Pelican, which was so huge. And the reason for that is partially due to the fact that they lost Assassin early to Yakbong.
Grab out nice and early from Kalios. They've got the tools. They're just leveraging them. That's already 2 kills.
Mag,
Shout out from Mag. Does actually catch a couple of members. They're going to try and use that to turn back around, and honestly, it may just work. Revenge is low. They don't quite finish him off, though, and Yakpung taking a lot of pressure. They can't keep him healed up with only Neko in the fight, in the healing line. With that, Runaway kind of pulling out a bit of a miracle fight, and it was certainly the kind of time of the clock where you need a miracle fight.
Let me take that back there. I did not think Mag's play was going to be that effective, but he ends up getting enough kills with Merit that he allows the turnaround to happen. I mean, Yakpung is like, sure, he was alive, but his health was chunked out. He couldn't contest. He couldn't allow for the rest of his team to respawn and get back in there. So Runaway, off a, I guess, I don't want to say strange play, but it was certainly a surprising play from Mag, allows him to get the cap in.
An opportunistic player, we might say, and certainly a slightly unconventional one, but now more conventional fights coming through as massive EMP comes out from Merit, but well answered by a nicely timed Sound Barrier. It's a 2-for-1 so far, favoring O2 Blast, and you've got to say, you look at that on balance, this is a late coalescence from Revenge. They're trying to get a little bit more room, and they know that O2 Blast have to seed it, but after that, Runaway don't really have much to work with for this next fight.
Pelican's in position. Look at the high ground he has. He's looking for enough members, though. There's really only a couple of tanks on the point there. He doesn't want to commit just yet. Looking for the manual hack of Chio, but still can't find the EMP.
They're going to bottle Runaway up in a confined space, and that's something Runaway do need to be a little bit concerned about. The hack comes out, and it, so rough. Mag goes down just before the Sound Barrier finishes channeling. That could have maybe saved his life, and now that means in spite of Chio not getting hit by the EMP, being able to use that Sound Barrier, Runaway have still had to give up their position on the cart.
Excellent trade from O2 because they win the fight and they also get the Sound Barrier. If Mag doesn't die there, Runaway push forward and they have both Shatter and Grab. That could be a winning combination. Neko doesn't have a Sound Barrier yet. They're just waiting for Finn to be able to use a Coalescence to maybe try and save the day. The opportunity is there now. Grab goes in.
Oh, nicely done from Proper, getting a little bit of forward pressure there, stops the immediate follow-up on FaZe's grab, and actually, as it would happen, Kalios now is one of his own. There's a big shatter from Mag, and they get the kills off it, struggling to close them out, thanks to a great grab from Kalios, slowing up the follow-up on the shatter, but unfortunately, they can't do anything with that grab themselves, so with Runaway out of the Grav, healthy as horses. They start barreling back down onto O2 Blast, who unfortunately do not have the gas left in the tank. They're going to fight tooth and nail. That's a good shatter from Yakpung, though. They may be running on fumes, but it's still enough to repel Runaway. I cannot believe it.
Mag, 2 for 2 there on clutch shatters. He almost saved the day, but the cart wasn't in position. If the cart was just a little bit more forward there, he shatters onto O2 Blast. They cap that B point and they move forward, but now they're at risk of not capping B at all. Pelican looking at another EMP, less than 10 seconds remaining, and once more it's Pelican versus Merit. Tail is all this time.
I mean, hell, they were at risk of not even capping A. It almost feels like this entire point has been a second win for them, and they may well end up getting a third one if they play this fight well. But Pelican first hit the go button. There cannot be a counter EMP as Merit was caught in it and magged out so early. Assassin going to desperately try and turn it back around, but the shields are up from Yakpung. The bubble is on him from Kalios. He stays alive for so long that it enables the rest of O2 Blast to deal with Assassin, to finish off the remaining members, and now it is just the two supports trying desperately to keep each other alive. They will not be able to do so, and with an absolute slam dunk time at any rate, 2-0 up in the series. Moving on to Eichenwalde now. I've got to say I'm expecting more of the same from O2 Blast. I want to see Runaway not throw it away on... I mean, obviously they don't have Assassin in here, so we're not going to see the Genji, but I just want to see them play some gumboot Overwatch, right? I want some bog standard normal Overwatch, you know, whatever. Do you want
to see a blast from the past here for Runaway, because Flower's now back onto the Pharah for Eichenwalde. Now, is that a weird pick? Sometimes you would consider that to be, but actually, this is still a Pharah map. The only problem is, if Proper stays on the Widow, O2 Blast can just keep on that character. They can keep the pressure on the Flower and really ruin his day. So Runaway are taking a big risk by running this Pharah early on.
We'll have to see how well it works out for them. Proper will also need to find the angles. He's only just moving out of the base now. He's actually decided to swap over onto a Reaper.
Okay, this is because O2 Blast are focusing on the ground game. They are saying we are not going to put that much pressure on the Flower. We're not going to respect what he's going to put out to us. We are going to rotate and play the rotation game and go for the ground.
And I kind of like that game. I kind of like that approach from them, especially you see the difference in the ground game in the Sombras. You see what Pelican is able to accomplish over Merit. Merit is kind of struggling to get that harassment. Meanwhile, Pelican is just keeping tabs on the 5 members of Runaway on the ground, just peppering in harassment here and there.
The timer is, by the way, how quickly a rocket barrage gets built up by Flower. So far, it's been kind of slow, but he is able to get something because of a great Bayonet by Revenge. But the fight has started. O2 Blast now in. Pelican's nearly on EMP.
Oh, that's a DMAC on phase, and I think the other thing we need to appreciate in this is obviously the longer things go on for when you got a Zarya, you get that charge up much, much higher. Now, this is going to be a 5 versus 6 best case scenario. Now 4 versus 6, and it's just not even a fight that Runaway can take. They pretty much didn't actually take a fight on the point. O2 Blasters kind of kept pressure on, and then finally something snapped and Runaway members died, and they weren't even around the cart necessarily.
And let's get back to the track and field analogies here, because O2 Blast had a pretty good sprint until they've hit the first hurdle. Again, the Bayonet for Revenge slowed them down just long enough for Flower to get a bit more extra charge, but O2 Blast basically walked over them. They got the manual hack with the Flower, which means even when he had the barrage, no opportunity to use it. They killed Chio, Flower finally came in with the barrage, and nothing happened. O2 Blast walked forward, they have EMP again, and Revenge is down.
Brilliantly done. He even got the sleep on Proper, but he didn't account for the fact that Pelican was also there to get some damage out to help confirm that kill. And this is a really interesting turnaround, though, from Runaway. Like, it's certainly not just a wash from O2 Blast. They are going to have to fight for it. They are going to have to commit ultimates. Going to have to use the grab. Going to have to use the Death Blossom. Proper may well lose his life here. It looks like he will slip out alive, but that was a little bit hairier for O2 Blast. Not as clean as one might have expected.
Kalios with the deny onto Chio there. Couldn't get the res in, and this is not working for Runaway. Merit's on 1 HP, literally. And O2 Blast, they survive. They have the members here. I mean, you have a situation where Pelican, I say he got the EMP again. This is actually his first EMP. He hasn't had to use it yet.
Hasn't used it yet.
Still hasn't used it. He's got the manual hack again on the Flowers so many times. Flowers in trouble.
That's a better start as Mag able to get the bunny hop onto Neko. That's the sort of thing that Runaway going to be needing here. O2 Blast going to have to give pause just based off that. Looking to regroup now-ish. Really taking their time. They are aware that Merit will have their EMP. His comes out. Pelican as well. It is an early good start for O2 Blast as the chaos starts to unfold. I like Proper here as well on the Tracer. Able to get some work done. Rez coming through out of Chio. As Runaway Just looking to slow down O2 Blast here, wait for a more favorable opportunity, but O2 Blast have got themselves the space.
Runaway need tanks. If Mag can get in there, that's when Flower can go for the rocket barrage. He needs the support, he needs the backup, he's been seen, and he needs to be careful not to be hacked again. Here's the barrage.
That's the time. He gets it right on top of Neko, but it's only a 1-for-1 as Revenge gets picked off by Proper, able to get that flank, able to get that wrap around, and Flower struggling to get more damage in as a lot of the members of O2 Blast are very sensibly taking the fight to Runaway indoors, in tight spaces where Flower either can't get line of sight or can't go in on his own for fear of dying too quickly. And with that O2 Blast, I mean, they're just outplaying Runaway's game plan 100%.
And this is where I think the Zarya difference is a factor as well. Kalios has had a hell of a game. FaZe, he's playing D.Va, but I'm not too sure the D.Va's the right call. He's going to go into the Zarya now as well. But Kalios, the grabs coming through, the bubbles as well, the damage output has been insane. And that's on top of the fact that Pelican and Proper have still been playing great. Flower now, realizing it's indoors, back onto the Reaper, and O2 Blast, Coalescence in hand, ready to push through.
And I'm kind of reminded of Watchpoint Gibraltar, right? Like, Runaway ran a team composition and it just didn't work out. Even if this is the right team composition, it might even be a little bit too late. The card is already close to the terminus. There's still plenty of time on the clock for O2 Blast, and even then, they're a formidable team.
Eric's going to be the playmaker right now. Mag's going to stay alive. FaZe is already down. 4 members caught, and Yukbong is going to be the dirt.
But they'd already lost FaZe at the start of it, and now best case scenario, they got Yakpung, but immediately lost Flower. They lost the sort of functional sword arm of that composition. They couldn't follow up on that EMP. They couldn't get the work done, and this honestly just looks like an open door for the cart to get to the end here. Merit gonna buy a hot few seconds. Merit will actually find Pelican with that. O2 Blast are going to have to back out from this one, I think, especially with Proper's Pulse Bomb going wide.
I think that's going to be it. Merit's just saved that push entirely. I mean, that was going to be another situation where we say Pelican has the EMP. O2 Blast make the final push, and the EMP seals the deal. This time around, though, a little bit more time. Chio, importantly, needs to get the sound barrier up, and he's so close with the grabs in.
I don't know he's going to have that time to grab him, but it doesn't actually catch anyone, but it does keep people somewhat away from the cart, interestingly enough. I really want to see the EMP out from Pelican, though, and there it goes. Might have been a fraction of a hair too late, though. Chio has the sound barrier, but they are at least getting the kills. O2 Blast still on the front foot in this fight, and even when things don't quite go off without a hitch, honestly, the prioritization of targets is still there. The execution, if not in ultimates, in micro game, in focusing targets, in frankly, clicking heads is just there for O2 Blast in a way that it isn't for Runaway.
And I want to say that, okay, let me throw a bone to this fire composition because I want to get the conversation started early on. Let's look back to A and B because these were the important points, I believe, for Runaway. C was unfortunately a position where they had no resources. They had to swap over to a composition where they had nothing, and O2 Blast had to buy their time. That's basically all you need to say. Where was the fire? What was the fire doing? That composition works for Runaway if Flower's damage output is a lot better. He needs to be really threatening the rocket barrage early. We've seen in 2019 metas, in 2018 metas, if you're playing Fire versus ground team, remember Goats? You play Fire to counter Goats, and the reason Fire works is because you threaten the barrage so early, the Goats team can't respond. That's exactly the same way Runaway need to be playing Flower, but it takes so long to get the barrage that O2 Blast don't care. That's why they're not running the Widow. That's why they're not countering Flower, because he's not a threat. They want to go for the ground game, and they're winning the ground game.
Looks like on their offense, though, Runaway are just going to, again, run something a little bit more bog standard. And I have to say I like this, but again, even when we have seen them run the more standard things, I dare say we've seen O2 Blast generally outperform even then. So, Runaway still have a lot to answer for.
Yep. And by the way, just to finish up the fire conversation, it's also the fact you take Chio out from Lucio onto Mercy. You need the Lucio to get the sound barrier counter against EMP, which doesn't exist now because Pelican's actually on the Reaper. It's going to be same for both sides, a complete mirror.
Not something we've seen a whole lot of, actually, surprisingly. Wow. Early
I've seen a lot of that.
That was a boom, if I ever saw one.
Did you say it's a blast? I see myself out. O2 Blast. Defense still going strong. I mean, that's exactly the start you want. Chio low, which means Runaway just biding their time again. To get 222, Runaway have to have a pretty flawless push through. They're allowed a couple of hiccups, but having hiccups on A, is probably not what you want to see.
It was actually quite an appropriate time to stumble over the word. It was like a hiccup. But by this point on their own attack, O2 Blast were already rounding towards the point itself. But Runaway are going to try and do that on the back of a Coalescence. I really like the restraint from O2 Blast, though, actually, to just give ground and not use Finn's Coalescence. That being said, I think the go button was pressed a little bit too late. They did not respect the pick potential as Neko goes down. And now they are in a defensive 5v6 with Runaway coming up on ultimates. Kills starting to come through. Kalios down just before he would have had his grab. Even if he had have got it, I don't think they would have been in a position to use it. So Runaway, honestly not even that much slower than O2 Blast, are going to be able to cap A.
And finally, FaZe gets to have his day against Kalios. He gets to get the grab first, and a lot of that, I'm going to say, is due to the fact that Neko goes down. You wonder, why does that one player going down make such a big difference? The reason is, if you're O2 Blast, you want Kalios to be aggressive and doing damage, your Lucio has to be there. So he has to have the speed boost. He's got to have the heals there, so Kalios can walk forward and get the damage, and that's how he would normally get the earlier grab. And because that's not available, FaZe gets to walk in and get the grab first, and that lets Runaway win.
Another thing to note with that, because Neko got picked way behind on the sound barrier, now Finn picked off as well. It's a nice trade to at least get revenge, in a very literal sense of the word, I dare say. That's going to be the grab coming out for O2 Blast, but honestly, they're really low. This feels very risky. They're having to throw a lot of ultimates in just to confirm these kills, and even then, they're struggling. They're losing members of their own, and the card has continued to move here. I feel like that was maybe a little bit of an overreach there from O2 Blast to try and find a win.
And I think that's because they knew they had the grab when FaZe didn't. They knew they had an opening and they had to take it, because if they don't take something, you're just giving Runaway time to build up more ultimates, to get more answers of their own. And for O2 Blast now, this is where they're really struggling. The momentum from Runaway is going to give them what you can imagine to be a pretty successful B cap, and that's going to let Runaway get the cap on C as well with a decent time if they make it that far.
And this is what Runaway needed to do in this offense, in all fairness, but now O2 Blast finding their way in. I mean, it looked like it was all there for Runaway. It looked like they were just going to be able to barrel forward, find the next favorable fight. They had the ultimates coming up for it, their own Death Blossom, their own grab coming up soon, and an Earth Shatter, and none of it lands. O2 Blast just more proactive on the ultimates.
And O2 Blast, by the way, kind of overspent there. I say that only because you would have preferred to save the sound barrier for FaZe's Graviton Surge. However, if you don't sound barrier into this Death Blossom play, you don't find the opening, and O2 Blast very much value the control on the point itself. That's what they're looking for, because now they have positioning. Now they have the positioning to maybe dodge the grab from FaZe, and that will allow them to win the next fight.
Kalios isn't exactly far off a grab himself. If this takes too long to set up from Runaway, then you can see Kalios having that. But I don't think that's really going to come to pass, and indeed it is now not, as FaZe gets his own grab out.
Ooh,
that's only a 1-for-1 though, and now here comes the counter grab. Much lower members on Runaway. Good positioning for O2 Blast. They're able to finish off a good number of members, and I mean, again, this is ridiculous. How is this going to keep happening here? How are Runaway going to have these good starts, these good opportunities, but just lose it all at critical junctures?
I think Proper there was trying to find his way into the Hammerlord club, but getting a hammer kill on the Cheer doesn't happen this time around. But look, he saves the day there. He got so much done. He cancels the Death Blossom on Merit by killing him mid-cast, and then he also gets a kill into FaZe as well. He cleans up a couple more members, gets the turret. Proper did so much.
And now they're straight back to brawling. Flower down early in the fight. O2 Blast have good ultimates here. The Molten Core's both out, but it's going to hurt Runaway more because they are the ones having to make the approach towards the point. It's a 1-for-1 when all is said and done, but Runaway have still had to back off and bide their time.
It's Molten Core over Molten Core as well, looking like a messy soup there from both teams. Both teams didn't want to have a ball of that. Just kind of walking away. Both teams still have ultimates here, but Runaway are losing so much time. We talk about them maybe hitting 222. It's looking less and less likely.
Oh man, that's a really nice Coalescence, just washing down Runaway as they go on the approach. The sound barrier coming in too late to try and keep legs in the fights. Earth Shatter out from Yakbung to convert things, to close things out. It's still a lot of time left on the clock in one sense, because there was a lot of ultimates used from O2 Blast, but it was also a lot used from Runaway, and they're honestly no closer to capping than they were a minute and a half ago.
And the problem is Runaway don't have a distinct advantage now, because previously FaZe was just ever so slightly ahead of Kalios, but he's now not. Kalios is definitely ahead. Not only that, but they also have the sound barrier, and that's a lot of members caught.
Same thing again. O2 Blast, rinse and repeat. Use the ultimates, leverage them, land them well, follow up quickly, cleanly, neuter any tools Runaway might bring to bear. Do not give them the opportunity to play proactively, and Runaway have been utterly lidded.
And at this point in time, they are now mathematically unable to beat O2 Blast time onto the entire map. Runaway just playing for scraps now. If they can get to C it all, they'll get given another minute 30. If they can get something done there and cap C, even in overtime, they have a chance. Otherwise, the 3-0 is there. O2 Blast can taste the grand finals and they want to get there.
That's the start you need in a fight. FaZe right in, proactive with the grab. They do have to pause for a hot second, a very hot second as the Molten Core is down, but they are going to be able to press on forward. They're looking to finish off this B-Cat at long last.
Honestly, huge misplay from O2. Where was Nico Soundbearer? Uses it now, desperation time. Pelican needs to try and get something done, and they are getting frags.
They're absolutely getting it done. They're getting a hell of a lot done. Proper coming in as well with the slam dunk, and I thought Runaway just had it. I thought it was delivered to them on a platter with such a huge grab, but O2 Blast, Runaway is supposed to be the clutch team. This time it's O2 Blast doing it as the time runs out, and